something in this new dig garden has harvested some 3 weeks earlier. A bit more about that later in the video. Hello and welcome back to our allotment in our back garden. My name is Barry, and together with the lovely Mrs. W, we are the No Dig Norfolk gardeners. Now, we look to grow our vegetables all year round using the No Dig method. It's been a really good summer so far, but now the madness truly begins. These runner beans are reaching the top of this structure, and it won't be long before we're picking Mrs. W? Yes, picking many beans. It's always a busy time in July. It's one of the peak harvest months because everything that we did earlier in the year is now coming to fruition. July always means an abundance of soft fruit, and at this moment in time we have raspberries, we have red currants, we have blackcurrants, and actually we planted this blackcurrant bush purposely somewhere where it was quite shady, and it's worked. Who says you can't grow blackcurrants when it's in partial shade? It's actually helped with these because the currants on here are good and healthy. Where our other bushes are, the sun has somewhat gotten to them. We also have gooseberries, so we've got quite a full day ahead in getting our harvest of our soft fruits in. This bed here was somewhat experimental in the fact that we actually put some watermelon plants out here, and we actually have watermelons forming. They've thrived in the warmth that we've had, and the plants have thrived in growing in our No Dig soil. Courgettes, I always say there's no hurry to get your courgettes out. They don't take very long before they get going. And ours are now actually in full production. That's a good size to be picking your courgettes. Once they get too big, they become more like marrows and you get more seeds in them. And by the way, folks, Mrs. W has something coming up that you can do to use up your abundance of courgettes. So do keep an eye on that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything that we put out there. You can see here that these pepper and chili plants are doing really well. And one of the tips that we said in our video how to manage your plants through a heat wave is to mulch. If you look at these plants, they look really healthy, lovely and green, they're thriving, and that's because we've mulched them around their roots. It helps conserve any water that we give them, and it really does work. There is always so much to harvest in the month of July because the work that you put into your seed sowing efforts back in February and March are all now coming to fruition. A few weeks back we said about not letting your cucumbers, don't let them produce cucumbers until they get so high. They're so high now, so we've let them start to produce the cucumbers. And I'm glad to say, Cassandra is not letting us down. In fact, I have some to harvest today. Look at those. We absolutely love the Cassandra variety. They're not too big. Myself and Mrs. W can get through these. And don't forget, these produce in abundance. We started the chalkboard off because I also said that a cucumber plant can give you up to 40 fruit in a summer. So that's the first two. I can see actually that there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 to come off the other two plants right at this minute in time. It was the same with the melons. We said let them get so high, and this is about the right height, so now we're letting them go. And I can see that there are melons now forming on these plants. So happy to let those go. I'm also really happy to report that we have many aubergines starting to come. In fact, the first one is not too far away from being ready. We went back to our old favourite money maker this year. Not the tomato, the aubergine. We've always had great success with that. And although it's great to try other varieties, we found that last year's varieties, which were new to us, didn't perform half as well. But that's all part of gardening. You try something new, maybe it doesn't quite work. So go back to a variety that you know works. I said at the beginning of the video that something in our no dig Norfolk garden has harvested a full 3 weeks earlier. Now I know this because myself and Mrs. W, we always note down in our garden journal when we sow things, when we plant things, and when we get the harvests. If you remember, we said back in February that we were going to try sowing our tomatoes some 3 weeks earlier than usual. But we posed the question, would that result in an earlier harvest? As you can see here, it most certainly has. There are lots of fruits on the tomatoes, and some of them are actually either turning red or they are red and ready to eat. I can tell you, that makes Mrs. W inordinately happy. We normally sow our tomatoes in mid-March, and that normally results for us in a harvest in late July and early August. But by moving the sowing date forward by 3 weeks and using our grow light system, those plants have resulted in a harvest for us now that are actually 3 weeks earlier. It has helped that we've had good weather. In fact, they do say that there's another heat wave on the way, and that means that we need to manage these plants once again through that really hot weather. We're expecting temperatures next week in Norfolk to hit the low to mid 30s once again. We put a video out there a few weeks back, just before the last heat wave hit, to give you some tips on how to manage your plants through the heat wave to ensure that you don't lose them. And I'll link that video at the end if you missed it, or if you're new to the channel, it'll give you some ideas so that your plants will survive the hot weather. Even the outdoor tomatoes are coming ready. This is the point, I guess, really, where Frank drops me a comment to say, actually, in my garden, I've already had plenty of tomatoes. But I've got to say, for us, this is really, really early. Those that haven't turned red, we have an abundance of tomatoes on these plants. So it may well mean that next year's video won't be I grew £450 worth of tomatoes. That's in monetary terms. It could be even larger. And in here, we have tomatoes that are ready to eat. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more pleased with getting a harvest of tomatoes earlier than we would normally expect. Of course, the weather conditions have helped. It certainly hasn't been cold for a number of weeks, and nighttime temperatures have been really great overnight. And of course, with the long days, they get more light. Those nighttime temperatures, you know, they're really quite important, especially around the time that you do first plant your tomatoes. I heard somebody say the other day that nighttime temperatures don't really matter for tomatoes. Believe me, they do. What you want is uninterrupted growth, for them to grow steadily and not to stall. In that way, you get your tomatoes that little bit earlier too. Now, I said earlier in the video that we were letting the cucumbers and the melons get so high before we let them get fruit. And that does, of course, rather have the effect that we don't get the cucumbers until a little bit later. So what we like to do is to plant these. These are Cornichons. They're much smaller cucumbers and used quite a lot to do pickled cucumbers, gherkins. But they eat just as well as a mini cucumber. Our granddaughter Rosie, who absolutely adores eating cucumber, has been eating these for the last 4 or 5 weeks. They're quite profuse as well in their harvest, and they just bridge the gap between when we plant our cucumbers in the polytunnel and when we allow to let them harvest. Good news for you, Rosie. We also have lots of cucumbers and lots of these Cornichons for you to enjoy. This borage plant that we were kindly given by Ken, one of our viewers, we met him at Malvern earlier in the year. It's absolutely buzzing with life. At this moment in time, I can actually see ladybirds on here. But apart from anything else, the flowers are really quite pretty. So as you can see, Ken, it has pride of place. Can you still see the lion, Karen?
He's hiding a bit.
He's enjoying the shade of that plant. So, that's the July abundance that we have during the month of July. And we haven't even touched on the Charlotte potatoes that are almost there. The tops are starting to die back, and we shall have lots and lots of potatoes to harvest and eat. In fact, we've got so many, I don't quite know what I'm going to do with them all. I'm sure Mrs. W will come up with a solution for that.
Absolutely.
So, there is much harvesting to be done during the month of July, and I do hope that you have plenty that you can be harvesting during this month. If you enjoyed this video, do leave us a like. And I have to tell you that there is something that is not so good in this no-dig Norfolk garden, which we shall be telling you about in Thursday's video. So do make sure you subscribe to the channel and find out exactly what that is. Or whatever you do, keep yourself safe and well during this upcoming heat wave next week. And if you want a heads up of things that you could be doing so that your vegetables survive through those high temperatures, we made a video that you might like to watch next.